BraveHearts. We're here for part 2 on the Powerpack healing, and Louise.
Yeah, so a couple of things.
Couple of things. Guys, I really need you.
That I'm aware of.
1 second, guys. Shh, shh. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple of things that I'm aware of. So I've got, I think it's sort of down my right leg, more my knee and the back here. I've got a bit of a pull.
Okay, but that's coming from your SI. Just know that.
Okay.
All of that's coming down from there, and the extra weight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just know this, that all extra weight is inflammation and infection. Say it. All extra weight
is inflammation and infection.
And the extra weight is actually, okay, so anyways, guess what? Isn't it glad that corporations, what? SI. Sacroiliac joint. You know those 2 dimples on your low back that you used to have? Okay. All right. Okay, now, the overweightness, okay?
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, if I'm overweight, I don't have to worry about men attacking me anymore. You're overweight because you need a cushion, because life is that cruel that you need a bumper. You're overweight because you're suppressing anger. Oh yeah, listen to me. Santa was not jolly. He is not jolly, he's miserable. Okay? And guess what? Corporations have said now that you're big and you're beautiful and bold. No, you're diabetic, you've got high blood pressure, and your bowel movements smell really bad.
Overweight.
And you're overweight, you're not overweight. Want to explain that?
It is literally the backup of waste in the large intestine, and your small intestine will be full too, because you literally have plaquing on the intestine, and the fecal matter building up in there is adding to that infection and inflammation. And until you get that highway of life moving smoothly again, you're
and understand something. For how much hell you cause up here, and how much garbage food you put in here, is how many fat cells you need to grow to store all that, because you're storing infection and inflammation. And if you have a problem and you are taking in garbage foods and you don't put on your weight, on any weight, you're in worse problem than everyone else. And anybody who says to me, I have a problem gaining weight, they are sicker than anyone else. That is a monkey mind gone psycho. That's why you can't. You're burning your calories faster with your monkey mind than you can bring them in. And you're probably a sugar flour junkie, alcoholic, or some type of drug addict.
And you're looking for a dopamine hit all the time.
That's right.
And you can get that without the
And we're not picking on anybody.
No.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. The world's never going to change. And we're going to go out there and try to wake up as many BraveHearts as possible. That's all. That's all we're trying to do.
Shine the light on the power that's within you. We all have it.
Mm-hmm. So understand, if you didn't put on the fat cells, you'd be dead already. So bless the fat. And understand, where does the fat first come? In front? Where's your large intestine? So what do you think? Why do you think you're fat? Because you're stagnating. You're not a flowing river. You're a swamp. And there is nobody that would have bad bacteria and viruses and fungus and worms if you weren't stagnating. Do you guys know that 99 out of 100 people have worms today? You've got worms. Everybody that came up to talk has worms. Everybody that has problems has worms. Okay? And understand, are you ready for this? 99% of the worms you didn't eat in food. You grew them inside yourself because you're low vibrational.
Because you're headed back to the earth.
Low vibration. And understand that's antibiotics. They vibrate below zero, so they automatically create parasites from fungus. We're going to go through it later, not now. Antibiotics will instantly cause fungus, worms, and bad bacteria in your body, even though they will annihilate the bad bacteria. The whip back from it. So you better make sure that if you take antibiotics, and the only person, and they know this, the only people that should be taking antibiotics are people that are in acute, critical state. Every one of you are in a chronic state, but if you got something wrong with you and you went to the doctor, he'd give you antibiotics, yes or no?
Yes.
And guess what? You're not supposed to give them to a person in a chronic state. You give them to somebody in acute, critical state. There's a big difference.
If you're in an acute state, it'll save your life. If you're in a chronic state, it's going to be robbing you of your life.
But that's acute critical, guys. Stop! That's what that's for, right? God, think about it. When you take your kids to the hospital and they've got an ear infection, is that critical? It's acute, but is it critical? I'm not saying anything that a doctor who was speaking truthfully would say. They would say exactly what I say. And understand something. There's so much shit you need to let go of emotionally. And I see it. You are so joyful, so fun to be with. And I love even your potty mouth. And that's probably saved your butt. But you have so much anger for your family and people in your past. Holy crap. I hope you don't have a gun.
I don't. That's too funny. Okay. And I still have a little bit of calcification in my breast. And I had ductal carcinoma.
I don't know what else you got going on, but we'll go get your calcification in your breast tomorrow, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, cool.
Fine.
Fantastic.
Fine.
Thank me.
Now, just understand something. You can't, we're not going to get everybody done here, but we'll do them tomorrow morning, and we'll also finish the circle tomorrow morning. We're not behind schedule, guys. You're going to get everything you want this week. I swear to God. You'll have everything you want. And understand this. Don't tell me you haven't learned a lot about people today. We are on schedules. You need to get that. I will make sure we're on schedule and you get everything you need. Do you understand? Okay. So understand this. You can't have calcification in your breast unless you were, it had stage 4 inflammation. Stage 3, stage 4. So it's not even diagnosed yet. But that's stage 3 and 4 inflammation because the calcification had to go to your breast because it was the last ditch effort to try to bring down the inflammation because the calcium is an alkaline mineral. Thank God that God knew that we were going to be psychos. Woo! Okay, so that all the calcium, the main thing we have is calcium so it can go everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, we can get rid of that calcium. But just know this, you need to look at, you need to go watch the videos on ionic calcium. In one day, we're going to be watching, in one day, we're going to be having 8 different professionals come on and talk about amazing things, okay? You good with that? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, you're going to get more information, more mind-blowing, healing information than most people will get in a lifetime. I promise you, everybody that talks, you're going to have an aha moment. And you're going to go, God, that Daryl hardly knows anything. Okay, let's go. So anyway, so the calcium will no longer go to the breast when the breast is no longer inflamed. The breast will no longer be inflamed when the bowel's not pooping into your pelvis. And guess what? Your bowel's such a mess that your lymph is supposed to dump into your bowel. Her lymph stopped dumping into her bowel a long time ago. She's got lymph glands swelling all the time. She's up and down like a puff fish. How am I doing? What?
Bingo.
Oh, it's so hard. Why do you think, and I'm going to say it, and this will be the last time during this whole course, why do you think that they're trying to make me look like the devil himself?
How dare you teach self-love?
That's it. How dare you teach that anybody can turn any dis-ease around, which is only a chronic symptom, and there is no symptoms. There's just messages of love from your body saying you're dishonoring and disrespecting me.
It's like the check engine
I already told
light.
you that do you know what? A whole community came together. 500 trillion bacteria, 50 trillion cells came together to work for you. You think about that. The next time you're shoveling crap in your face, the next time that you're getting angry at things that are none of your business, and you're setting all those things on fire.
Learn how to change your state without drugs. White sugar is a drug.
Oh,
Alcohol,
it's worse than cocaine.
It is. It lights up the brain more.
You know what? Every time, you know what? And even chocolate, it's dairy and sugar. Why don't you read the ingredients?
Unless you make beautiful raw chocolate, and that's
Are you going to
possible.
do that? And are you going to buy it? No, my God, it costs too much.
I did it. It's amazing.
I didn't make it.
I did. That's what got me on the superfoods, because you can take chocolate and have real dark chocolate with no milk, dairy, or added wax, or processed sugar. You can use maple syrup or
And does anybody know what
honey.
you're supposed to do with chocolate? You don't eat it, you suck it.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to suck it because it is actually a healing supplement. And do you eat like 50 supplements at a time?
And such a little bit is so satisfying when it's
if
the
it's
real thing.
you suck it.
Yeah. It's the most minerally dense food you'll actually eat, and it's so high in magnesium, but you want it in its cacao, in its raw form, where it's been fermented and not roasted and had pretty much all of the antioxidants just killed.
I think tonight when we do the BraveHeart Circle, we should maybe not roar. Maybe we should do cacao, cacao. I don't know. It was just a thought. Let's get back to this.
That's good.
Just saying.
Hilarious. Yeah, and I probably still have polycystic ovaries. Yeah,
Polycystic ovaries okay, so let's put it into real layman's terms, because they say all this stuff because you're not, oh my God, I got polycystic ovaries. No, you don't. You got pus sockets hanging off your ovaries.
You need to revive.
And
that
guess what?
blood.
You ready for this? If she'll let me, I'll go in and I'll work, and guess what? We can get rid of most of those pus sockets with the Celsonic and one non-surgical treatment. Well, where's that going to go, Daryl? Well, it's just going to drain.
And then you go do ultimate coffee enemas and
Oh my
vaginal
God.
infusions.
Are you here for the pelvic course?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me just tell you something, okay? They're calling you pus baby. No, I'm kidding. No, you won't have any. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Listen. How do you feel about your pelvis? How do you feel about making love? How do you feel about that whole area down there? You've got some issues.
Yeah, I've got some, yeah.
So if she's got issues here, she's going to have issues in her tissues here, like many pus sockets. Right? Because the invisible becomes the physical. Are you with me yet?
Yeah.
And you're such a beautiful person, so much fun to be
Hilarious.
with. You are.
I know.
Okay.
Thank me.
Thank me.
Thank me.
Yeah.
And what you see in me is in you, of course. And look, and I suspect I've got sort of a build up around the what do you call it?
The talus. The talus
area.
Oh, listen.
So that's all.
We'll talus that palace. And I'm going to tell you something. Okay? Yeah. We can do about maybe 25 to 50 pulses there and do non-surgical, and she's gone.
Far out. Was that a swear?
You want to make a bet? Want to make a bet? Let's make a bet. I'll bet. I could make some money right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
People don't believe it. They don't believe this stuff. Oh, I'm just some guy, snake oil salesman. It's the funniest thing, eh? You can sell things that are hurting people and nobody will say a word to you. And then you can try your damnedest, and guess what? They're coming for you, baby. And I'm not whining. Let them come. And just know this, guys, you're always going to be safe. Remember that. Just do the work. Do the work. You're protected. Yes.
Your mind is the center of divine creation, and when you actually think about what that means, you will be mindful of your thoughts and your words.
So it will depend on how big the calcium deposits are. So let's say if they're about this big, okay, the size of a grape, okay, I'm going to want to hit that with 20 pulses. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
And no, I just made that up. That's no. I'm going to want to hit that with. I'm going to want to hit that with 35 pulses to 50 pulses, depending on how hard it is. So understand, when you're using a cell-sonic, you're usually going by 50 pulses per square inch. When you finish a treatment, and you know. There's a lot of emotional issues in the tissues, and we're struggling to try to get this person to melt this down and to balance it out. We're going to go with level 4, and we're going to use as many pulses per square inch, up to 50. Depending on how it fell apart, maybe we'll just do 25 per square inch. You getting all this, Andrea? But we're always going in, if we have a tough situation, at 9 or 10. Okay, because we want to crack it open, baby. And we want to put a lightning bolt into the scar tissue. Are you with me? Listen, I am super dangerous. No, seriously. Because most people go home and be told that they need orthotics, they need stents, they need screws, they need bolts, they need plates, they need rods, they need mesh. Are we done yet? Okay. Are we done yet?
Yeah, we're done yet. We're done.
Are we done?
We're done.
Are we well done?
Yeah, well done.
Okay, well done.
Thank you. I mean, thank me.
Thank me.
And
Thank you.
everyone else. Thanks. Thanks for being
Okay.
with us.
Hi.
Hi, I would like to...
How do you say your name?
Sibylla.
Sibylla. Does everybody get that? Okay. All right.
I have a persistent cough fit where I feel like I can't breathe, so...
Oh, that's a hairball. And it is. It's a hairball. It's a hairball made out of mucus and issues in your tissues. And if you look at the swelling around your abdomen. Look at that thing. And I'm telling you right now, you see the puffiness in here? There's hardly any cheekbones and there's no jawbones. Well, because you love flour and sugar and dairy. And it's going to kill you. That's your biggest problem. Okay, first of all, do whatever you want. But if you're in the non-surgical, are you in the non-surgical?
Yeah, do the whole lot.
Oh, you are going to get your ass kicked. You are so inflamed. You are not going to eat anything except vegetable soup and vegetable juices and salads and blender drinks and fruit and avocado. That is it. You eat anything else. And I want a quart of structured Kangen water into you a day. Did you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you are going to be... And when she's whining and complaining about how... Okay, here's the deal. If somebody comes to you and they want non-surgical and they want cell-sonic and they're puffy like her, she is so inflamed, you cannot go in and break up a ton of stuff. The more inflammation you have, the less healing power you have. There's no way that I would go in on your hips. Look at the swelling. That's water bags here, okay? And that's to dilute because there's so much, because if you didn't have those big hips, you would have both of those hips already replaced because they would tell you you're bone on bone and so bad with osteoporosis. And there is no bone on bone. The cartilage got calcified. They don't even know what they're talking about. We will give you a money back guarantee you're not going to surgery. On that first treatment and cell-sonic, that guess what? You can come in with a cane, and most times you don't walk with that cane out. You leave it here. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. You know, I like people they'll say things about me, but they won't come and challenge me. Come and challenge me. Why don't you therapists out there, you doctors, why don't you give me some people that you can't help? And I'll work on them for free, and I will do a live show. Are we done yet? Yeah, I'm a little pissed, because every day it's an attack with me. Every day. So just come on out in the open and don't be in the shadows. So listen to me. You have to adhere to the Perfect Day diet. And do you have the daily cleansing tea or the... You get that sucker going. Yeah. And I want to see 3 good bowel movements, okay? I want the pelvic squats and I need the crab stretch. And we're going to learn a lot of this. In the next 4 days...
Don't touch dairy for like 9 months. You will be
and then go back to dairy and then...
And you'll see.
And what did she just say? I have a what? A hairball. And I said it's a mucus ball. Yeah. She didn't tell me she ate dairy and she loves bread and sugar, okay, and she eats dead animals.
I have them for 2 weeks.
Oh, she has them for 2 weeks. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
And she crunched my coconut.
I know, and guess what? I'm not picking on you. I'm not picking. The hardest part is going home. The freezer's full of it. The fridge is full of it. The cupboards are full of it. And the husband goes, don't you dare touch that. I worked for that. And we're not getting, until we eat it all, we're not getting rid of it. And then guess what? By the time you eat it all, there's more coming in. Unless you make a decision to cut off the addiction. You're all drug addicts.
Casey,
I'm a drug addict. You do know that, right? And the only drug I want now is the love drug. Self-love, self-care. You know what? Lori's not jealous of me if I hug you girls, hug you men, if we dance together, if we love together, love each other. She's not. She loves herself. She's not insecure. How would you like to not be insecure anymore? Love and care for yourself and watch how you repair relationships without speaking. You know, it's a real bummer when you have no self-respect for yourself. And guess what? You're self-loather. Guess what? You think everybody's cheating on you. You think you're not worth anything. It's hard to keep a relationship. Oh, I can't keep a relationship. Well, I can see why.
You're looking for somebody else to give you that worth, and it comes from in here.
Yeah. We're going to be talking all over the, girl, I thought we were talking about her. Oh, you're over here now. No, well, this is how we teach. We will not even open up that 440-page manual, will we? No. Except for maybe an hour or 2.
Yeah. You might open it up with products, maybe.
And my pelvis, my bowels, I know I have to...
Your pelvis what?
My
when you went back here, that's your SI joints. I just want you to know something. What's the favorite move of a chiropractor? To adjust your SI joints. So when they adjust them, please, I am not disrespecting. Chiropractic saves lives. And it takes pain down. And it helps to align. But it pops back out. Because, okay, can you grab me my rope, please? It takes us... You're getting it later. So it takes us about 2 days. And guess what? After the second day, you're all going to go, wow, I'm not anxious. Wow, I've settled in. Wow, I'm not fearful that I'm not going to learn what I need. If I tie, if I tie this, is it longer or shorter, the rope? That's right. So now I'm going to what? The SI joint has scar tissue around it, okay? And it's out of place. And understand, can you want to talk about how they should move?
They should move like this, and they freeze, and then we walk like this. So we waddle instead of having that little wiggle that we're supposed to have.
And that's why you trip and fall and you think you're out of balance. It's the SI joints.
Lack of mobility.
Isn't that something? And the reality is you're supposed to be like this. And now, guess what? Now we know with scar tissue, do things shrink?
Yes, there's no elasticity anymore.
All it has to shrink is just by so little. And now we pop the joint back in, whether it's the spine or the SI joint or anywhere in the body. And guess what? It comes out at the first red light. Get rid of the scar tissue and get rid of the displaced calcium and go to your chiropractor and they're going to go, what the heck did you do?
Well, because now that adjustment will stay if you've opened up and brought hydration and the blood flow, the lymph flow back to that area. Now there's nutrients coming in, there's oxygen coming in, and the wastes can come out.
That's what I've got to do.
Yes.
Listen, if you were to adhere to this right now, but I'm going to tell you something, it's the water. So I want a gallon, not of water. You can have it vegetable juices. If I had a quart of vegetable juice or 2 quarts, that's 2 quarts done. But guess what? You weigh 160 pounds?
I don't know. Kilograms, it's 82.
82, wow. So you weigh 190 pounds. 190 pounds. And how tall are you?
170 centimeters.
So what are you, 5'5"? Can you stand up? I don't know all that stuff. Okay, wow. Okay, so you're 5'8". Okay, all right. So 5'8", okay. So, and you, okay. So you've got 35 pounds. 35 pounds of inflammation and infection. And guess what? Are you ready for this? If she went on this protocol, okay, before the course, she would lose 12 to 13 pounds if you just did what I said. Now that's 12 to 13 pounds of inflammation. So does that, now that means that we can work deeper and we can take more scar tissue apart and more calcium particles and we can move things out faster. If a person, okay, let's say our immune system is 100%. If I've got 80% inflammation, I've only got 20% healing power. If I drop that 80% down to 20%, I've got 80% healing power. So am I going to take somebody who says, I'm in pain all the time, and then they've got victimitis, where every little pain, do you ever notice something? The people that run from pain are in more pain than anyone else. And guess what? They're actually addicted to creating pain. But they won't let anybody work on them, okay? Because they're running away from pain. And when you run away from something, it chases you all your life because it's your focus.
It pulls it to you.
Yes, we're magnetism. We are magnets. You have everything you have. You have the personality you have because you focus on it.
Where attention goes, energy flows.
Oh yeah, you don't get that yet because you don't understand that you focus on it on a subconscious level. I told you you were only in the present moment 2% of your day. Did you know that? So how much can you change at 2% of the day? Unless you're doing the love band, unless you got the slight smile. Where'd that go, everyone? I don't see anybody smiling. Except for her. I threatened her life. So okay. And unless you're doing the love band, you've got the slight smile on your face, your shoulders back, and going, I got this. Where are you? You're right back where you started. Unless you're going to change something about yourself.
And the last thing is the end of these 2 fingers.
The end of the 2 fingers are what? Numb?
Sore. My dog pulled and yanked the blade, and I don't know what I've done.
Okay, that's a piece of cake. So what we'll do is we'll do about 15 to 20 pulses on each finger. I'll go in there and I'll work on her finger, or Alicia will, for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're done. Is that good enough?
Yes.
All right.
3, 2, 1. I got this.
You do got this. I'm telling you, you do got this. And guess what? The rest of them aren't going to know this. They'll get to see some things happen, but the ones that are in the non-surgical course, are they going to see things that'll blow their mind every day?
Yes, you
Every day. There are so many cripples in this room. And I mean crippled to the point that my joint hurts. My knee hurts. My hip hurts. My neck hurts. Okay?
Good for you.
I've got sinus problems. How many people have a deviated septum? Okay, that will take me 5 minutes to straighten it out. Or you can go for surgery. It's up to you. It's all gotten ridiculous. Just gotten ridiculous. Okay. So people will come on here, like a lady came on here today and go, I wouldn't mind listening to you, but you're always angry. And I said to her, listen, if I don't talk like this, I can't crack anybody's coconut. I gave her my phone number and said, call me and tell me how I can speak soft and not outrageous and how I'm going to make a difference. Because if you can do that and be impactful, can you do it? So I'm still waiting for your call. And guess what? Hurt people will always tell me that you're angry. You're supposed to be soft. Now, did you know what I've been trying to get? How many people have I said here today, out of all of you, can you speak up?
Over 50%.
No, 80, maybe 90%, everybody. And guess what? You don't have a voice anymore. Well, that kind of is obvious. Okay, we all got locked down because of that for 3 years. Thank you very much. Lori and I never locked down anything. If you followed me during COVID, every ticket they gave me, I said, more wallpaper, thank you. All right, let's move on. Yeah, sure, love. How many more do we have?
Oh, whoa.
Okay,
There's
okay.
more?
We'll finish the circle in the morning, and we'll finish these people, and then in the afternoon, would you like to see us do? We'll do the exercises. We'll do the clapping and the belly button tomorrow, and we'll do some non-surgical and cell-sonic. You'll get a lot. Okay? Trust me, we're on schedule. When you leave here, everything's going to change. When you see all these people that we're working on do the flip switch that fast, your subconscious isn't going to be able to BS you anymore. Give you a what? A dysfunctional belief system. It's not, it's genetic. I've always been like this. Did you ever notice something? You do know that how many people have like brothers and sisters? Did you notice they're all different?
Yes.
That's because mom was different with every pregnancy. That's because dad was different with every pregnancy. That's all. Your personality wasn't God-given. Your spirit was. Your personality was determined on what happened the minute you were infused in the womb, because you didn't know how to speak English, but you were a vibrational being and you picked up every scare tactic that dad did, every fearful thing that mom had, every argument they had. Why do you think that most of you had a foot on both sides of the vaginal canal saying, I'm not coming out? That's why it was there. You don't know why it was there? They didn't want to come out. You know why it was wrapped around their neck? Because they were trying to hang themselves. They wanted to come into a new life with another life. Oh, no, it was just that they went to roll over in bed and they got it wrapped. We're talking about high vibrational beings coming into a lower vibrational being, okay, and going, what the hell did I do?
Why?
Is every adult adulterated?
Yes.
Let's find our way home. Go ahead.
I got a few things.
You got a few little things.
Well, in my neck for a start. I went to.
I can, you grab this side, so is it your left side?
Yeah.
So the reality is if we do her C7 and we do her TMJ and we unlock right here and come from behind, you don't believe it or not, guys, when a person has a neck problem, you got to do behind the ear right in this area. So we're going to cell sonic here. We're going to cell sonic there. We're going to cell sonic here and cell sonic to C7. And 20 minutes later, she's going to say, my neck hasn't felt this good since I was 6 years old.
I know it's getting better, because before I used to cry every night and I couldn't sleep.
Okay, well, the reality is when you change, it changes. And when you stop doing the things that you do to yourself,
I hold everything inside.
you hold everything inside. Well, you're going to blow. You're going to blow up. You know what? Here's the deal. You only need to process what you're fighting with. When do you want to stop fighting?
Now.
Well, then you don't have to hold anything inside. And guess what? Isn't it a shame that no matter how much of a tantrum you have, you can't change people and you can't change the world?
Really change you.
That's the bottom line. She's having tantrums all the time. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Because guess what? When you see your child have a tantrum, that child learned it from mom and dad. And then when your children see mom or dad have a tantrum for days. So guess what? You learned without consciously knowing. You believed that if you had a tantrum long enough, you'd get your way. How's it working for you? No, your tantrum is with the world because everybody was promised a lot that cannot be delivered because it has to be done by the self. Nobody can deliver. There's not one person that has been delivered the love they were promised.
You have to deliver it to yourself.
You got to deliver it to yourself at every given moment, which is 1/10,000th of a second. So you got to connect to your breath, put that slight smile on, and no matter how tired you are,
you'll get your energy back.
You'll get your energy back. But guess what? As soon as you start to feel tired, there goes a smile. Then you shallow breathe, and then somebody goes, "How you doing?" "I'm tired." "Oh well, why don't we just put the seal of approval on it?" I've got two of my kids that are adults. They always have to put the seal of approval on everything. And I just won't even talk anymore. I know nothing, and I'm not going to comment.
I've got a fatty lump.
You got a fatty lump. So that's called a fatty cyst, and that is a nest of worms. Okay, so yeah. You can create that, okay, through self-loathing ideas of yourself and from eating lots of pork. Pork creates those fatty lumps really fast because pigs don't sweat. And I don't care if they're fed organically, pigs don't sweat.
And they have parasites that are symbiotic to them.
Yes.
That are not
Symbiotic, that will destroy you.
Yeah.
Can you break that up?
Can I break it up? I can sonic it and try. But what I can't do is I can't break that up. I can break up the scar tissue that protects it around it. So we can loosen the scar tissue and the roots on it, and then we can sonic it. But guess what? It's loving yourself and advanced water fasting. We're going to go through that.
That's how your body gets rid of the garbage stores, and it can actually use it and recycle it to create new healthy tissue. But you got to go in with the high frequency nutraceuticals.
A week from this Monday, we started an advanced water fast. We have right now, about 6,000 people that are going on it around the world. We do it every 2 to 3 months. So it starts a week from this Monday. We have about 5,000 to 6,000 people that are on the Perfect Day diet right now, which means that they're eating high vibrational and they're preparing their body to get ready. And some of them are doing ultimate coffee enemas, some are doing, and understand something. How many of you have ever felt sick to your stomach? That you should have did therapeutic vomiting. And if you did it right, and we're going to be you're going to teach, Alicia's going to teach you therapeutic vomiting. She's going to teach you the vaginal infusion, the ultimate coffee enema. And tomorrow she's going to, with Emily, they're going to go through belly button therapy. They're going to go through clapping. I'll be here to support them. Understand, guys, we are going to rock your world.
The do-it-yourself healing therapies.
There is no other thing. It's only do-it-yourself healing. Your practitioner doesn't heal you. There are no cures. A cure is called a perfect day. When you find out, let me see you make it through one day where you totally love yourself and smile all day, where you're connected to your breath and you love everything about your day. Now, if you repeated that the next day, do you think your life would change? That's right, but you won't do that because you bought into miserable. That's it. You did. You all bought into miserable, and it's not your fault. It was shoved into you. And for one thing, let me tell you something. When I was about 5 years old, I'll never forget it. President Kennedy died, got shot. We had a black and white TV. There was my mother, my older brother, then there was myself and my younger brother. My mother's crying, and I go, because, you know, I wasn't the one with the mouth.
No.
I go, what are you doing? You don't even know him. Smack, right in the face. In this world, if you're not willing to suffer with your family, you will be punished. Am I right or wrong? He or she who suffers the most loves the family the most. Isn't that nice that you got cancer just like your mother? There is no genetic diseases. It's epigenetic. I don't care if it's a boil on your butt.
It's a learned behavior.
It's a learned
It's only
behavior.
hereditary because you eat the same, you think the same, your habits are the same. So it creates the same environment, so you get a similar genetic expression.
I've got what they call conical cornea.
Chronic what?
Conical, cone-shaped eyes.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. If she were to do the ultimate liver cleanses and the colon cleanses, guess what? Her eyes, she'd have no problem with her eyes. And do you work on computers? Do you look at phones? And how often?
iPhone
How often?
every day.
That's right. And you see these lights? Well, guess what? I'm going to be chewing down C60 tonight, a lot of it. Because C60 repairs the brain. All these lights are LED, okay? All right? And when we don't need them tomorrow, I don't want them on anymore from this course. Okay? We only put these on, and all the lighting is LED. And how many people know that LED lighting radiates your cells? No, you didn't. No, you knew they had EMF, but they radiate your cells. That's the way you should say it. We're programmed to go, it causes EMF. No, it causes radiation to your cells. And everybody has LED lighting in your home. And it's now, you cannot find incandescent light bulbs in the United States. They've taken them off the shelves. You have to special order them. Okay, so get that. They're coming for us, and understand something. They were given the keys 150,000 years ago when human beings came onto this planet, and they were told that they will hold the keys and that they are allowed to harvest us, and we're supposed to wake up and reclaim our God-given right. Nobody's coming to save you. You understand?
Only you can save you.
Yes, and you need to get that. And
I'm just showing you the time.
yeah, thank you very much. Go. What else?
I had a huge growth in my stomach.
That's not your stomach. That's your pelvis. Your stomach's up here. I want everybody to understand.
It was attached to my ovaries.
Okay, well, your ovaries are right here. Your stomach's up here. Get
It's
it?
in the pelvic bowl.
So understand something. When they say you've got leaky gut, no. Hope you know this, guys. Leaky gut is leaky large intestine. Did you ever notice how they always keep on giving you words to keep you distracted away from the problem? Leaky gut is leaky large intestine. And your ovaries are right here, sweetheart.
Yeah, I know.
Now, if I go in there where they remove that, we are going to find a massive scar tissue from the surgery.
Yeah, well, what I've noticed lately is I feel more pressure.
And guess what? Give me 20 minutes. Am I right? In 20 minutes, I'll relieve her of 80-90% of the pressure she feels. Would you like that? Okay. Well, tomorrow we're doing it. And if not tomorrow, the next day.
There's a few people too.
Yeah. And I can't do them all. So we'll spread out the fun.
Great.
Okay? All right. Let's tomorrow. Because I don't want to rush you. So now we're going to get into a BraveHeart circle. Let's all stand up and get into one big circle. Thank you for joining us,
Thanks
everyone.
for watching, everyone.
God bless.